What's going on, everyone? In this video, I want to give you guys a rundown on my passive investment strategy, what I'm doing long term, what I'm investing in, and the answer may be very surprising as this strategy is very simple. So let's jump into the screen without me going on too much, and I'm going to give you guys a rundown of my investment portfolio. I'm going to show you my current positions that I have open, which is only 2 positions, my profit from earlier trades from stock picking, and also just giving you guys some insight into passive investing. Okay, so let me run you through this real quickly. What you can see on the screen right now is Interactive Brokers. I'm using Interactive Brokers for my long-term broker for investing in VTS, which is Vanguard Total Market Share, US Total Market Share, which is a long-term growth strategy. So on the screen here, you can see Vanguard US Total Market Shares Index. It's an ETF that more or less kind of tracks the S&P 500 plus a ton of more. So it's a lot more volatile, and we'll run through it real quickly just to give you guys some insight into why I chose VTS for my long-term growth strategy. So the number of holdings VTS holds is 3,755 companies. So the S&P 500 tracks the top 500 companies. This tracks 3,755. Yes, it includes Tesla, it includes Microsoft, Google, Amazon, all your massive companies as well, plus some smaller startups and high growth companies that make VTS a little more volatile. But once again, this is for the next, 50, 60 years. So I don't care what happens on a monthly basis or a year basis. Another thing I just want to point out, VTS also does pay out a dividend every quarter, which is another cool reason why I picked this for a long-term strategy. I don't pocket the dividends, I just use a reinvestment strategy. So whatever I get paid in dividends, I reinvest back into VTS. So moving down a little bit as well, you can see the fund is majority technology. So 25.5% of the total holdings is in the tech industry, 16.4% is consumer discretionaries, 14.2% is industrial, 13.1% is healthcare, 11.9% is financial, consumer staples is 5%, real estate is 3.4%, utilities 2.9%, energy 2.8%, telecommunications 2.6%, basic materials is 2.2%. So it's weighted more towards the technology sector, which is, in my opinion, I think I'm going to get a lot of growth in that area still. I believe we haven't even hit the pinnacle of our tech era. So coming back over to Interactive Brokers, you can see over the past year. Now I started investing, I did a video, I'll put the link up here as well. I did a video explaining where I got my wealth from. In that video, I explained that we sold our investment property, we pocketed a nice bag of cash, and the first thing I did was put $20,000 into Interactive Brokers to start passively investing over the long term. So just to explain a bit more on the investment strategy, every month I'll put in $500 into VTS. Today is the 30th of April, tomorrow will be the 1st of May. So today I'm gonna buy it today since tomorrow is Saturday and I'm not gonna be able to get a chance to buy it till Monday. So when this happens, I'll usually buy it on the Friday or the Monday, whatever comes first nearest to the closest of the month. The reason I put $20,000 into this account is because that will give me just over 3 years of putting $500 each month into it. Once I build up a bigger cash buffer and I start accumulating more income and wealth, I'll accelerate this strategy and maybe start doing 550, 600, 700, 800, 900, and I'll keep increasing it over time. This way, it's accumulating quicker, the investment is getting a better rate of return, and I'm more or less dollar cost averaging into VTS. So I'm not waiting for market dips, I'm not waiting, for a certain price level. Every month, I'm just buying VTS. So I started doing this in June 2020, and as you can see, we've had over an 18.45% return. Now this return isn't all due to VTS, so let me dive deeper and show you kind of my positions and what I'm holding and what I've traded on my stock pickings as well. So I just come over here to portfolio, you'll see I have Ocean Power Technologies. This is a company that I did a lot of research into. Austin Silver first mentioned it to me and I kind of dug deeper into it. I brought 100 shares into this company and I think it has a lot of potential. Whether or not the company is kind of on the right track and if it's going to be competitive, but I believe if they can kind of secure contracts with governments and military, this company will definitely kind of do an amazing job at producing what they are doing with ocean powered energy. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice. I'm just kind of giving you guys some insight into my long-term investment strategy and stock picking. Over here, you can see VTS, which is the Vanguard Total Share Market ETF. Now, if I click on that, you'll see since June last year when I started investing, we've had a 14% return since June on VTS. I obviously got in a little bit just after the correction with coronavirus and the global pandemic, so price was starting to kind of rise up. I didn't quite catch the bottom, but you can see my average price is $245.70. The cost basis is $5,400. So that's how much money I've invested over the time of buying since June last year. And if you come down here, you'll see June 22nd is when I started buying into it, and you can see the dividend payouts are slowly increasing, and every month I'll buy into VTS. Now, before we go forward and purchase 2 more shares worth $500 worth of VTS, I just want to show you another stock pick that I did make some money off and recently closed my position about a month or 2 ago. So coming over to this page in Interactive Brokers, you can see I had SPCE Virgin Galactic. I have a lot of hopes for this company, but unfortunately, Richard Branson isn't as involved as I thought. Now, they're having a lot of technical errors, so they say, and unfortunately, the management behind the team isn't giving their investors many updates. I made almost a 200% of return on SPCE, and I did hold when price hit around $60, but it did unfortunately fall back down to like the 40s, 30s, and now it's trading at $22 as of today. You can see I made a $4,770 profit on SPCE. And what that does is that just goes back in Interactive Brokers. I don't take that money as an income. I literally reinvest it back into VTS, which is my long-term investment portfolio. Virgin Galactic was kind of my only options trade since opening this account back in June 2020. So now let's head on and I'll show you how to buy using Interactive Brokers, and I'm gonna buy $500 worth of VTS. Good thing about Interactive Brokers is they also do partial shares, so you can buy more or less, you don't have to have the money to buy exactly one share. So if you only have, let's say $200, you can see VTS is trading at $281. You can still buy into the share without having the total $281. Let me just move my face over here and I'll show you guys what I more or less do. Like I was saying previously, I don't really care what price I'm getting in at, so I usually just do a market order. So I select the market order as my order type, and I'll select an Aussie, like a dollar value, which I'll put 500. You can see that will give me 2 shares. And now just simply hit preview. Make sure everything's correct, that I'm buying it, not selling it, and see how everything comes in alignment. So as you can see here, total amount $500, which is equal to 1.78 shares. So the partial shares, like I was just mentioning before. The order type is a market order. A market order will just get you involved in the market instantly. So it's not going to wait for a certain price to trigger you into the trade. You're just going to be buying at whatever price is trading at. Time in force is day, $6 commission fee, so a total of $506. Over here, we'll see your balances, current, change, and post trade. So I currently have 22 positions open, so 22 shares. And then you'll see the change will be 1.7. So I'll have 23.7 shares after I make this purchase. So all I do is override and transmit. I just accept. A lot of warnings, and it kind of gives you market order confirmations, just letting you know that you are buying into a market order. And there it is. Market has been, or your order has been filled. You brought 1 VTS, 1.7 VTS, and it's as easy as that. Takes me 5 minutes every month to come in here and buy VTS, Total Market Share Index Fund. And that is pretty much my long-term growth strategy. And just gonna take your attention to the screen real quickly. This fund, and it tracks the S&P 500, you can expect anywhere between 7 to 10% per year growth. So let's just go with 8% per year. And my initial deposit, when I first owned it, I put $1,000 in. Let's do this over 60 years, and you're compounding it yearly, making, like we just did, $500 contributions every single month. If we calculate that over a total, over 60 years, you can see it's going to be a total value of just under $8 million by spending 5 minutes every month buying VTS with $500. And this isn't even the full kind of story. as I generate more wealth, as I generate more income, the deposits will only get bigger. I'll start doing 600 and you'll see just under 8 million. You can see by putting an extra $100 in over 60 years, it's almost 9,500,000. Let's say you do 650. We're just over 10 million. Compound interest is the seventh wonder of the world. This is why a lot of people say, start young when you invest. When we sold the house, once again, I'll put the link in the video up here. It was just an amazing feeling to be able to play catch up. I'm currently 27 years old, and being able to have all this net worth now, liquid cash, and take advantage of this opportunity, really start making my money work for me with simple investments just like doing this. Now, one thing I will mention is you can't have fear when doing this. Yes, there's a lot of speculation about a market bubble, but at the end of the day, you can't make that your decision and stop you from investing. We've seen market crashes, corrections, and everything in the financial markets. You can't let that be a fear factor and hold you out. Investing, even if it's 7% per year, 6% per year, 8% per year, it's better than what any bank's gonna give you. So once again, this is not financial advice. This was just a video of you showing me how I do my monthly and long-term investment strategy and what I'm doing with what broker and everything like that. Hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, please smash the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified for any of my future content I release. If you like this sort of content on my kind of wealth strategies and investments, please let me know in the comments below and I'll be sure to kind of answer any questions. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. Once again, I appreciate you guys being here and I'll see you in the next video.